hopefully live if this shit goes to plan. Which
Fingers
it
crossed.
is going to plan. I think. God, I fucking hope.
Yep. I think you're okay.
Right, nice.
I think you're okay.
Right,
Okay, now
nice. I can hear myself now. That's not ideal. 1 second, lads. We're just I'm just pulling everything I need up. That is all. Gotta try and figure out a way to have chat over here as well. Okay. Right.
Are we looking good?
I think so.
Yeah.
Just,
I think we're rocking, man.
how should I do this this chat box? Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just gonna hide it. That's gonna annoy me.
I think that small one worked, honestly.
What, the tiny one?
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least it's there, isn't it?
Oh my god.
People watching the video may have some context on if we're talking to, even though it may be small.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it. What, like that? That's tiny. I'll put it like this. Put it like that. There you go. I'll keep it there. If it's...
Yeah, I've even got Jid support you. And I don't get that often.
Oh dear. The face cam might come on in a few minutes. I'm still getting accustomed to
Watching with the
my
stream.
4,000 tabs open and trying to keep up with chat and everything. Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
So, what we are doing today is, as you can see, we have a grading system. And I've decided that the grading system in JJK is terribly outdated. And we also have a load of new characters that haven't been graded. So we've gone and revamped the grading system, where we've added a grade 5 below grade 4, which is obviously just shitter grade 4. Special grade 1 is now basically sort of semi-special grade. And then limitless grade is for the absolute, like... It's probably, like, just gonna be top 2, maybe top 3 if we decide on some stuff, you know? But, yeah, and this is the link for this tier list if you want to do it yourself is in the description. Also, I've got Jaff with me here, JaffTalks. Go sub to him as well. I'll let him, like, introduce and get us started in a second with our first character. But, yeah, we're basically going to be grading everyone you see here. This will probably be in 2 parts, though. So,
There's
yeah,
a lot. There's a lot. Yeah.
Get us started?
Yeah, we may as well. So, I feel it's only right to start with the main character.
Yeah.
Itadori Yuji. I'm going to campaign straight away for special grade.
I don't think I'm going to argue with you on it. I'm not going to lie.
And I feel like everyone would be in agreement with that.
I hope so.
Just everything about him, his power, spirit, potential links with Sukuna. I just, even right at the top of special grade, I would argue for.
Right at the
maybe
top
not
of special
first,
grade.
Maybe not first, but in the first couple of positions.
I don't know about right at the top. I mean, we'll come to that when we get to the others. For now, he's going to sit there. I agree with special, though. Like, we've got the soul striking abilities. You know, we've got blood manipulation thrown in there. He's so ridiculously durable. So many mysteries that we just, like, things we don't know about him. He's steeped in Sukuna's own cursed energy. Like, he's already got so much to show us that he's learned from just Yuki's soulbook. We don't even know if he has a curse technique or if he has Sukuna's curse technique or like a domain expansion or something. I have no doubt that he's going to reveal something very soon. and I think it's going to be great. But even as he is now, easily special grade.
Yeah, 100%. Do you want to take the reins on the next guy? I know you like him.
I think we both like him.
Yeah, that is very true. I think it's hard not to like.
Megumi Fushiguro was one that, until I made that video on Megumi, I would put in probably grade 1. So my thinking is, if he gets like separated from Sukuna, if he gets to be his own person again, then I'll put him special grade. Like, and I think he was like, at the moment, the way Megumi is now obviously isn't. He's an NPC, really, is what he is now. But when he comes back, like, Sukuna has just gone and unlocked the full potential of his technique. And even though a load of the Shikigami have been exercised, there's not bottomless well, there's totality, right? Where the abilities mix with the next Shikigami down. So his abilities now just unlocked. Maharaga and his ability is most likely available. So yeah, I with his potential, like, he's so smart. He's got a domain expansion, which I don't think many or any official sorcerers we know of that aren't special grade have a domain expansion. Maybe Hakari is the only one I can think of that we know of. So like, he's special grade for me. Below Yuji for now, but special grade.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Chat.
Especially with Chimera Shadow Garden.
Yeah, the domain expansion does so much.
Yeah, it sort of pushes it over the edge for me. Because with just the technique alone, I'd argue special grade 1, just because of the sort of power cap and the output of power.
Yeah.
But with the domain expansion as well, and the masses of battle IQ, and sort of his potential as being as young as he is, I'd agree with that.
Nice.
It's gonna look janky because we've only got 2 people there right now. But as more and more get on the list, we can shuffle people around.
I mean, he's got special grade potential. Like, he just does. Even before he really unlocked any special Shikigami, you know, he was still... He's just so smart. Not Chimera Shadowgun. 10 Shadows is such a unique and versatile ability. When he he's only a first year who started his career as a grade 2. Almost immediately put for promotion to grade 1. And then, like, just look at the state he would be in now if he gets away from Sukuna. That's not just me going, oh, he has the potential. It's like, he's already there. All he needs to do is be saved. That's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
I'm comfortable with
as
that.
well. Yeah. Just sort of everything encompassed, and especially his character as well. Just, yeah. No arguments, no complaints whatsoever.
I'm happy with that, honestly.
You take Nobara. I know you love it.
Okay, I really love Nobara so much. I think the only issue I have with Nobara, though, that limits her for me, is that her technique's potential way outclasses her own potential. Like, her technique is so good, but she is, like, limited by her own cursed energy. Definitely not as... I'm not saying she isn't at all, but she's not as intelligent or skilled as Megumi. That's for sure. And, you know, the last kind of things we saw from her was she did incredibly well against Mahito, but she did also get kind of messed up by Haruta as well, which is not really a great showing.
Nah, it's not a good look.
Has hit a Black Flash.
Yep.
I would say high grade 2, I think.
Yeah. I'd have no qualms with that. I just feel like with the technique, she's sort of limited with its application.
Yeah.
Although it's great, and it does have many like capabilities and sort of adaptable cape-in resonance, like there's just not that many applications in terms of the people higher than her.
Yeah.
there's little wild card tricks that she can do, like we saw with Mahito in that fight. I just struggle putting her higher than grade 2.
I think she's very, very strong for very specific fights, but not enough in general for me to like warrant putting her any higher, I think. And it's like I said, if, you know, a certain other character I happen to like copied her ability, it would be way more useful in their hands than it would be in her hands, which is not necessarily a good thing. I feel like you want to be able to reach the full potential of your ability, which is why I put Megumi special grade and Nobara down in grade 2, because there is just a huge skill difference between Nobara and Megumi, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. I feel like there's a limit of her a limit of her battle IQ as well.
Yeah.
There's sort of just an inexperience of the sorcery world.
And to be fair, it's been limited by Gege because we haven't seen her kind of, you know, progress the same way Yuji and Megumi has, because she's been gone for, well, forever, it feels like. So it's very hard to tell compared to, you know, the other main characters.
Yeah, she hasn't had the necessary power-ups that the others have in you know, in the chapters that we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with leaving at grade 2. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
The next one is hella interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I love talking about this guy. We got Mahito, bro. Oh.
Idle Transfiguration, probably one of the most interesting, I'd say, abilities we've seen from a cursed technique. From a cursed spirit.
It's straight broken.
Yeah.
Like, it's so broken, bro. This, honestly, if Mahito reached his full potential, I would way full potential, more than what we've seen. I would put him limitless, and I would say that he has the potential to surpass, like, Sukuna, even.
That is a bold claim.
I believe it. Like, full potential Mahito, I think, can genuinely rival Sukuna.
Yeah.
He is the curse of humans, bro. But I'd put him special grade.
Yeah, and especially with the arsenal that he has, and sort of his adaptability, the fact that he was sort of only created really recently as well, and still managed to elevate himself as a being to unlock all of these new powers. You know, the spirit body, distorted killing, I think is called. The final form that we saw of him. I can't not put him in special grade.
He has to be special grade. Like, I can't explain any lower than that. We're not going to stress too much about ranking within the tiers, but I think there does have to be some kind of conversation had. At the moment, I would genuinely say that he's actually between Yuji and Megumi, I think. I would put him above Megumi and below Yuji at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially after that final transformation. And he was, you know, he had that strong ass domain expansion. He was genuinely very new. Like, he was quite young. Literally a few weeks, I think, or months maybe.
Yeah.
And he already reached the point where he was fighting probably the literal perfect counter to his ability. And still holding his own to the point where it looked like, you know, Yuji was struggling a lot. So, yeah, I'd put Yuji above him, but he definitely belongs, like, at that point in special grade, I think.
Yeah, I think his, like, sorcery world IQ is also something to note. Like, his knowledge of barrier techniques. The fact he has a domain expansion has sort of been, if not manipulated, but mentored by Kenjaku. He's going to have knowledge which others don't in that time we saw him.
Yeah.
So I think that's a real testament to his character and his sort of power, alongside his incredible output and, you know, curse technique and all of the other stuff that he can do. He's also incredibly smart for being that young of a spirit. Or, you know, formed spirit. I
mean, his domain, like, that he activated as fast as Gojo in Shibuya was, it just completely shredded Todo's simple domain almost instantly. Like, Todo was so quick on that, but in that 0.2 seconds of activating the guaranteed hit, like, Todo lost his hand through a simple domain. And we know, like, simple domains can be overpowered, if there's like a big skill difference or just a big like power difference in general. So the fact that it shredded through the domain and touched Todo was pretty impressive, I think, as well.
Yeah, skilled fighter too. You got to remember Todo's feats as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I say we move on to Nanami now.
Yeah. One of my favorite characters. I can't lie.
Oh, me too,
Especially
man.
in ratio technique and especially overtime. I just think it's incredibly fitting for his character. I think he's got such an aura. I'd argue grade 1, but
Yeah.
I would settle also for high grade 2.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I think if you asked me a few chapters ago, I would have said like middle of grade 1. But looking at, some other sorcerers that are maybe considered at the grade 1 level that we've seen show up at the moment, I'd be more inclined to put him like low grade 1, high grade 2. But like if he is to go in grade 2, I would put him at the absolute top. Actually,
Yeah.
Considering the massive difference between Nobara and Nanami versus Haruta, I'm more inclined to put him low grade 1.
Yeah, I think low grade 1 is the spot.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty good space to scale the rest of the next couple of characters off as well.
Yeah.
we've got an interesting set for the next 3.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting conversation to have. I'm not going to lie. I know this is an interesting topic at the moment that's sort of been going on. We'll start with Toji because he's the OG. Do you want to lead?
Yeah. Holy shit. Probably one of the strongest we've seen without a curse technique. Massive inventory with the worm spirit. Are we counting the inventory curse as well?
Yeah, I think heavenly restriction users should be allowed their arsenal. I think that's fair.
Their toolkit.
Yeah.
So we have the unending chain, or I'm sorry, I'm probably forgetting the actual name of it. Inverted Spear of Heaven. We've seen him use the Playful Cloud to like impressive efficiency.
Yeah.
I think a real good spot is Special Grade 1.
Special Grade 1.
Right at the top.
Ooh.
Or
I'd
top
argue,
to middle, I'd say.
I'd argue Special Grade. I'm not going to lie. After seeing... okay, Toji... I can't really base him off Maki that much, though. I'm seeing a lot of Special Grade 1 in agreement. I would say if he's Special Grade 1, he is right at the top, I think, for me.
I'm talking... These next two are right next to each other, essentially.
Really? What? You think...
As in neighboring. Ooh. As in neighboring.
Mm-hmm.
Currently. Currently.
I mean, okay, we'll start... I think we'll start the next conversation. We'll come back to Toji a little bit when we talk about Awakened Maki. We're not going to place... We're going to assume that this picture of Maki is like Awakened Maki, but we're going to talk about Unawakened Maki first. Let you know where we would place Unawakened Maki, and then we'll actually place her where we would put the Awakened Maki, because obviously that's the one everyone's interested in, including us. So very quickly, I would say Awakened Maki is probably high grade 3, low to mid grade 2, maybe.
Unawakened Maki is grade 3. Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah.
I'd say the top of grade 3.
Top grade 3 or right dead last in grade 2. But there's like... I'm not sure. It's something about the difference in quality between her and Nobara, which is pushing me down to say she's a grade 3. Because there's such a difference.
Yeah. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, Awakened Maki, I would say currently Awakened Maki, not necessarily by a lot. I do think in probably speed and strength to an extent has surpassed Toji. I think I know this is a debated topic. A lot of people think heavenly restrictions limited. You can't improve once you like reach the awakened level any more than Maki has. I think that's BS. I think Maki definitely improved during that month period. I would say I'd very happily. I don't see a situation where I really put them not together though, and I can't lie. I'd make the argument that I think they both belong in special grade. I'm not gonna lie. With Maki just a little bit ahead, but the way Maki's been throwing hands with Sukuna, ate that black flash, came back, soul split katana. Like
Maki's in special grade for me.
I think they're both special grade, man. Consider I'm like when we get to him, I would put Dagon special grade 1. I don't feel like I can put Toji and Dagon in the same grade, bro.
But there's always going to be tops and bottoms of that grade. There's always going to be good and
that's
sort of
such a massive gap.
Right, I don't think he's that level above.
You don't think Toji could beat Mahito with Inverted Spear of Heaven? Because I do. Also, I'm fairly certain Toji had the original version of Soul Split Katana, if I'm not mistaken. Which is what he used against Geto's
I can
Curse.
get I can get the argument. And I feel like there's arguments for both special grade and special grade 1.
I don't think it makes sense to put Maki in a whole grade above Toji.
No, and that's why I'm more inclined to put them in the same. So, but I'm not moving Maki down. So,
yeah, I'm gonna put Toji up, but I think they belong. I think if it was before we saw Maki face off against Sukuna, I would agree that they belong in special grade 1, even with the Dagon thing taken into consideration. But just seeing, like, she came back from that black flash, not a scratch on her, massive smile on her face, bro. Like, I'm sorry, that's some special grade shit.
Yeah. 100%. And after especially the recent chapters, I would never argue Maki is out of special grade.
Someone said move Megumi and Yuji down. I'm inclined to put Megumi at the bottom of special grade, to be honest. Just because it is very based on his potential, and I feel like if we're doing it off that, he belongs at the bottom. But I don't want to put him special grade. Like, I think...
No, at the bottom of special grade is a fair place.
Yeah. At this point, put Miwa in special grade. Maybe. I mean, speaking of useless characters, it's very unlucky that we get Mai right after Maki, the twin.
Grade 5.
I'm gonna struggle not to say grade 5. Yeah, I can't lie. I mean, one rubber bullet a day. Can't throw hands. Doesn't even want to be a sorcerer. Limited by this whole twin thing. So her cursed energy is like... I reckon I have more cursed energy than Mai.
Yeah. There's honestly, there's nothing much more she could do than an average soldier. Except for sea curses.
That's the bare minimum. That's what Maki said it takes to be a sorcerer. You have to see curses. That's what Mai can do. She can see a curse. That's it.
That's floor level shit. That is literally foundation level. And grade 5 is the foundation, so... Yeah, I have no arguments with that.
Yeah, grade 5, bro. Does anyone disagree with it? Realistically, who's going to make any kind of argument for Mai should be higher than grade 5? Yeah. Like, she doesn't even want to be a sorcerer, bro.
She doesn't want to be there. She has no intention of getting better. Who is dying on the Mai Hill?
She pulls up to all these fights with just, like, a gun. She uses her technique to replenish one bullet. The gun isn't even, like, constantly using her technique. She just literally just pulls up with a gun because she can't do fuck all else.
Right. Let's move on before we both get annoyed at Mei's existence. Oh, never mind. Someone else. Panda. My favorite, you were most hated.
Kaio, we like don't even joke about that, mate. Like genuinely, we're not going there. All right, no. Panda, yeah. So you love Panda. Hopefully, everyone
Yeah.
knows what my feelings on Panda are. I know Eternal Flame would agree with me. Panda is, in every sense of the word, arse. Just straight arse. I hate Panda with my heart and soul. You love Panda.
He's so fun, man.
He's
He's the perfect blend of
brother.
comedic relief and a little bit of seriousness and an interesting technique, interesting background. Man, what is there not to love? Voice acting's really good too.
Bro, he's got the
Come
intelligence of a
on.
bloody toilet brush, mate.
Yeah, but he's got the 3 cores. He's like the first one of his kind to have that. got a little
Kusakabe
bit-
deliberately was walking around Shibuya with him because he didn't have a clue where he was going.
He's a panda. You don't expect him to know his way around.
Yeah,
around the train
exactly. He's a
station.
panda, bro. Like, that's my point.
Yeah. With gorilla mode and triceratops
Okay,
mode.
look, if I'm... Oh, God, I can't believe I'm... Oh, we got 64 people in the stream. That's crazy, man. I appreciate you all.
What?
I can't believe I'm about to do this in front of 64 people. Okay, I can't read. 64 people, but, if I'm gonna... Oh, feck. I'll try and be unbiased. Realistically, I'd put him grade 3.
Top of grade 3.
Grade 3. Look, he's got...
We'll argue when there's more people in grade 3, but I'll agree. I'll agree with grade 3. I would have probably preferred low grade 2.
Look, I mean, he's like... I wouldn't say he's durable, because he's not durable, but he can live. If that makes it, like, he's got the whole cores
he's a
thing.
tank.
He's got transformations. He's got his like defensive mode, his attack mode, his useless panda mode, unblockable drumming beat, which is absolutely blockable. One of the reasons I hate him. It's just annoying and annoying.
Oh, he's
And a
really
panda.
not, man.
Like,
Come
realistically,
on.
though, like, I think he is grade 3.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I have no
Panda
problems with that.
folds Nobara. Get out of here. Get out, brother. Yeah, no, grade 3. I'm happy with. Do you have a
Yeah.
case for putting him higher?
I just think his adaptability to the situation and sort of his knowledge as well. He's been around these guys for a lot, so he knows his team really well. He knows the JJ High sort of roster. He knows their limits. He knows their potential. I think that just sort of... It's just something about him, man. It's just sort of he's wise as well, even though he is comedic relief. His character has that sort of wise nature about him. And I just think grade 3 is just a bit of a... I don't know. I feel like it's because it's the only one we've put in grade 3 right now. It doesn't feel right. But when others go in there, it'll feel better.
Well, look, we can always come back to it later if we need to.
We can always come back to it. And I appreciate the fact that you've laid off the panda hate.
I mean, I can't. Realistically, I can't sit here and say he's in the same grade as Mai. So I'll allow it for now, you know? Should we move on?
Small victories.
I can't talk about Panda for too long. I'll lose my mind.
Todo.
Goated character, bro.
Our boy.
Yeah, such a goated character.
On paper, probably not the greatest ability in terms of everything else in the universe.
You wouldn't think so.
Such finesse. Everything about it, man.
He's just too good with it, man.
His character, his personality, his experience, his feats. Oh, his adaptability. IQ, battle IQ. Need we say more?
I mean, just take like from when we've actually seen him fight, he's always like he's a very, very like top of the line support character in that Boogie Woogie is so good fighting with someone else, like when he fights with Yuji. But bear in mind, on the night parade of 100 demons, he exercised 5 grade 1 curses and 1 special grade curse completely alone, and he only used his curse technique for the special grade. That's ridiculous.
Bro is cracked. And that is an understatement.
Insane reinforcement, insane understanding of cursed energy. He taught Yuji more than Gojo or Nanami did in like a whole month. Simple domain, taught by Yuki.
Yep.
So ridiculously intelligent.
Special grade 1 for me.
I think like low special grade 1.
Yeah.
I like just the way, like, I feel like it's so rare when we look at other support characters and their utility. Someone could have the best support ability and then not be all that by themselves, but Todo can do both. Like, Todo can throw hands and just be the best support. So good.
I just think he's such a rounded character as well. He has everything. He has output. He has the support capabilities, the knowledge. He knows his limits as well, which I feel a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And sort of charge in head first, thinking that they're stronger than they actually are. When Todo sort of feels like and understands when and where to back off.
Yeah, he's so good, man.
Yeah. I'd say bottom of special grade 1, because if we're looking at it in a tier format, he is stronger than Nanami.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I'd say anyone above him probably does take the win.
Honestly, until we got to, you know, some of the recent chapters where a certain grade 1 showed up, I would have said, with the exception of Mei Mei's Bird Strike, Todo is genuinely the best grade 1 we've seen.
You've put me on the spot because I don't have a list in front of me, so I'm probably going to forget someone, but I'm just going to agree.
I think in every way possible, like, Todo is better than Mei Mei, except from Bird Strike. It's just... Yeah, I mean, I think it just brings a lot more, though. Like, he is just...
I don't think there's many arguments against it.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because of the application of his abilities as well. Speaking of application of abilities...
is there even a conversation to be had? Like, chat knows, we know.
Dead fucking last.
Like,
I'm sorry to say it. It's grade 5. We know it's grade 5.
The only thing that she could even, like... She couldn't even do it properly. The only thing she could attempt to do, she now can't even try. Like, she can't even pick up a katana, which is her whole thing. With no curse technique, she ain't Kusakabe. Like, yeah, it's just so shit.
all that battle sword training down the drain.
Wait, actually, it's a conversation to be had with Simple Domain. Why doesn't Miwa body Mai? Now that I actually think of it, I do feel like Miwa actually wins that fight. Like, prior Binding Vow, I think Miwa beats Mai. Nah, I do. I actually do, because
do you think she's agile enough to dodge 6 bullets? 7 bullets?
It depends how good her Simple Domain is, because she has got that sort of, like, she covers the blade in Cursed Energy, and it does, like, the auto-reflex thing, just not to the level that Kusakabe does it. So it really just depends.
It depends how many activations, also.
I mean, to be fair, Yuji did straight up enter the Simple Domain and just jump over her.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe not.
Can we stop arguing about
Miwa?
Yeah, because they're both was. They're both awful.
Okay, it's time for the disaster curses.
Oh.
I think of the 3 we have there, Jogo's not by that much, but a step above Hanami and Dagon. I'd put him probably like high special grade 1. I'm not putting him in special grade, bro. He ain't special grade. He ain't special grade. The disaster. I feel like the disaster curses are so outdated these days. Like we've been shown so many sorcerers that would actually just step on the disaster curses that I can't put them special grade.
I'm not sure, man. Jogo's output, what we saw at Shibuya, I feel like putting him on the same tier as Todo is an absolute war crime. I think he should be essentially at the same level as where Megumi's at.
Oh, I feel
just
like the
think
gap between Todo and Jogo is so much smaller than the gap between Jogo and some of the sorcerers that will go in special grade, including some that are already there.
I think the domain amplification, the domain expansion, self, maximum meteor, I think they are the difference makers.
He's hella fast. He is hella fast.
Agile. He's been around for a long time. So he has that sort of intelligence.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna die on that hill. He has to be special grade, but I will settle for low special grade.
Jid actually hates us. Like, he has to go. I still put Megumi at the bottom. Then, if we're putting him special grade, like, I can't have Megumi if it's based off like it is based off potential. Megumi is like he is potential, man.
Yeah.
I think Megumi has to stay at the bottom or he's going down.
Yeah, because a lot of our sort of judgment on Megumi has been sort of headcanon. So I think the potential may be like overestimating ourselves a little bit. I still think bottom maybe drop down one, but we can talk about that when there's more people in the list. Because I think right now we don't.
Yeah.
It's just a bit top heavy right now because we just don't have people in.
No, I agree. I am just like. I mean, we can come back to it later, but I do think like Megumi has special grade potential, but it is all potential at the moment.
Yeah.
Like he does have the potential more than anyone else below special grade. But he's not at the point where we left him, he wasn't a special grade. But we can come back to it.
We can come back to it.
Hanami, I would put special grade 1 above Todo for now. I don't think I don't think these two are special grades. I don't think Jogo's a special grade, but like
no. But you even said it yourself. He's sort of a level above these, and I wouldn't put these any lower than special grade 1.
Yeah,
I think Hanami's incredibly interesting because she has sort of really varied inventory of like what she can actually pull out, and makes her really strong in 1v1s, especially with cursed bloods and sort of arm cannon, binding vows. She's really interesting as a character as well. And the sort of ability to change the environment around her, I think would catch a lot of people with low agility out. I mean, you know, unless you can traverse really easy, sort of around the roots and the giant balls and shit that she'd make.
I'm trying to remember. You're gonna have a hard time. I'm trying to remember what was said about, because if you think about Hanami's durability, I think did she take, what was it, 4 black flashes in a row, but 5 in the same fight or something? It was, the record's 4, right? And Yuji matched the record, which was 4 in a row. Yeah, it was. And I think it's I don't know if it was Hanami who said it. I can't quite remember what it was, but somebody said that if Jogo took the amount of black flashes that Hanami did, then he would just be like just exercised on the spot.
Yeah. The durability is a massive factor. But I think special grade 1's a good spot.
And the domain expansion as well. Like, it wasn't for Gojo. Probably actually would have won that fight, to be honest, against Todo and Yuji. Yeah, I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd put Dagon above Hanami. Like, literally just 1 spot above Hanami.
I have no qualms with that whatsoever. I'm not even going to argue that.
Like, domain refinement is probably the best out of the disaster curses, because like we know he can keep that shit open for so long.
Yeah. User is a social hub.
Yeah, like very good guaranteed hit. it was doing damage to like it was doing damage, but it didn't actually in any way fatally harm Nanami. Okay, maybe not that good of a guaranteed hit, to be honest. Incredibly durable.
Yeah.
Water technique's great. The Shikigami are great. It's just, like, well-rounded, like, just very strong curse, really.
Flying capabilities as well.
Yeah.
Disaster tides. Ability to change environments. You know? Flooding an area inside with water when you're essentially a fish curse.
Yeah.
You're turning the tides in your favor. So I feel, 1v1's probably up there.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the next level above,
I agree. I think he's just like, I think both Hanami and Dagon are just bang average, like special grade 1.
Yeah. We didn't see the output as we did with Jogo.
Yeah. I see why
on a massive scale, I think just after Shibuya, it's like that maximum meteor. I can't see how you can't grade him a special grade. Because, in a hypothetical situation, Jogo is just free to do as he pleases. He could just walk into the middle of a city and just pull one of those out.
I guess I still think Megumi and Jogo belong lower, but I get the honestly at this point I see the argument for Jogo being special grade compared to Hanami and Dagon, but yeah.
To be fair, I'd argue against Megumi special grade. No, we've seen the others in there.
Yeah, I just don't like. What would be okay? What I think we should do, Megumi should move down to special grade 1, and then, like, I have no doubt we'll just redo this stream, like redo the tier list at some point in the future when we get to see more of Megumi, and that would be probably more interesting. He can just then, reassess and take his spot rather than. I don't want to focus on potential too much because realistically he's not special grade where we left off on him.
Yeah.
So I think I'll chuck him. Oh, I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter too much within the grades, but special grade 1 for now I think is good. I would still argue Jogo goes top of special grade 1, but I'm happy to leave him special grade if we get to move Megumi down. I'm cool with that, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that's more realistic. Now we've seen others on the list and sort of where they sit. Right. You can take the lead here because I hate this guy.
Yeah, he's like your Panda.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, I love Inumaki. I mean, I love Inumaki as a character. I don't think he's him in terms of, like, I'd still put him probably. See, the thing is as a Jujutsu sorcerer, he's so good. Like for curses and stuff, he's genuinely so effective. It's just like we did see him fully just command a special grade 1 curse to get crushed, and that was like, once he got some throat medicine down him, kind of restored his HP to full. He did just one shot a semi grade 1 curse, and he didn't do damage to Hanami, but Hanami is an incredibly strong curse that he was like commanding repetitively to stop, freeze, blast away, having decent effect. I wouldn't put him any higher than like low grade 2.
No.
Maybe
I think
like top like absolute top of grade 3 to low grade 2 for me, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably say, even though I do hate him, just sort of his applications, I'm not gonna lie, against sorcerers, he's sort of countered by a lot.
Yeah, it's a one trick pony.
He can't spam his attack.
Yeah.
He can't spam his attack. There's nothing really he can do without severely injuring himself. So I'd just say for that reason, probably low tier 2 is his limit. Low grade 2 is his limit.
Yeah, I'll put him below Nobara, I think, like low grade 2. That's fine by me. Choso.
My boy.
is
A real interesting one. I want to see your opinion on this.
I would honestly, it really, the only reason I wouldn't put Choso above either Hanami, like, I think at base, Choso beats Hanami, doesn't beat Dagon because of water. But we haven't seen a domain or domain counter. So I'd probably put him below Hanami special grade 1. Like, he's got very good healing. We know that for sure.
I'd probably put him either way you said or below Megumi. I'm sort of in two minds about it. Because the potential is sort of plaguing me again of Megumi, but I'm going to try and not let that into my judgment, and I'll agree. Sort of in between Dagon and Hanami. It's just, I'm looking now at all of the techniques in my notes, and the list is just so long. And just the adaptability of his arsenal is just crazy. And we've seen him throw hands with, top of the verse. So yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, granted, this was still Shibuya Yuji, but he did, beat Yuji in what was... I mean, he matched Yuji in what was effectively a fist fight, which is, Yuji's playground, because, obviously, the water, his blood manipulation was severely limited. He did still use it pretty effectively. Quick thinking, very good adapting to the situation. But he did just, fully win a fight against Yuji in an incredibly disadvantaged setting for him, which is, very impressive. Piercing blood is so, compared to, Noritoshi Kamo, his piercing blood is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
As well as blood meteorite. Can't forget that. The supercharged shot.
And just, the way he uses his blood as well. He's so versatile. You got the blood daggers. He used, the booster rockets, to literally fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially defensive as well with the flowing red scale.
Slicing grade 1 or higher curses just straight up the middle with piercing blood is insane. Yeah. The poison as well.
And the crossover technique as well with Eso.
True.
The mobility, what's it called? Wing King?
Wing King, yeah.
Yeah. It's just interesting seeing the link between the twins.
Genuinely, the only reason that I would put him below Hanami is because of Hanami's domain. Against base Hanami, I think Choso takes that pretty easily, actually. Just we haven't seen any form of domain counter that I'm aware of.
Don't think so.
Okay, yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm happy with that, to be honest.
Junpei. Sort of an interesting one.
Grade 4, straight grade 4. He's not as bad as Miwa, but I think he's didn't get enough time. He is a fast learner, sure. I thought his technique was so it's just a Shikigami that can do some doesn't even kill you, just paralyzing shit. Can't really throw hands close. He's literally the definition of the Shikigami users that people always talk about, being they're too reliant on the Shikigami and can't throw hands for themselves, which is such a big disadvantage.
Sorry, I lost my place entirely then. I was sort of catching up on chat and I had a massive brain fart, sorry. Yeah, Junpei. I'd agree. Grade 4, 100%.
Yeah.
I've got nothing more to say about him. I hate his character.
I don't think... I genuinely don't think Miwa or Mai are taking his Shikigami. Literally one little stab with some of that poison and both of them are done for.
Yeah. I just don't think they have the output.
Yeah.
And we saw how widespread it was as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mei Mei, Chief Groomer. What are we thinking?
High grade 1. High or mid grade 1, I think. Above Nanami for me.
Above Nanami?
Yeah.
sort of have a little issue with that. So I feel
No,
like
there's no way Nanami's, but like I love Nanami,
ju-
but maybe's skilled enough, like focused everything because she thought her technique was ass. Focused everything on like training and becoming the strongest that she could. And we've seen like how skilled she is. Just like Nanami hasn't really got a domain counter other than Wee Wee, and I don't feel like we should really include the fact that she just takes advantage of Wee Wee in her skill or abilities.
I'm sorry, she is a fraud without Wee Wee, and I'll
Nah.
die on that hill. She is. I'm not gonna lie and say that she's not strong in her own right. She is, but the reason she's so effective at what she does is Wee Wee carries, and I will die on that hill, and I will not take any more Nanami slander
But I
because
mean, like,
Nanami does it on his own, and I just think that Mei Mei, although she's incredibly strong, she has output, she has bird strike. Yes, it is very strong. It's grade 1, but without Wee Wee and his support, I just don't think she's that strong.
I completely disagree. I think like I love Nanami, genuinely I do, but of what we've seen, I think he's like one of the weakest grade 1s. I think not like Nanami's not Nanami's bird strike. Mei Mei's bird strike is the only reason that I put Mei Mei like high grade 1. But the fact of the matter is, everybody grade 1 and below, with the exception of 1 or 2 individuals I can think of, like dies to bird strike. Anyone above grade 1 just doesn't get hit by bird strike in the first place. But if you look at like Nanami, if they were to fight, Mei Mei would win a fight against Nanami. She just would.
Mm.
What's Nanami doing about bird strike? Realistically, like nothing. She one-shot the one of Kenjaku's like special grade curses.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree, and I understand that bird strike is really, really strong. I just back Nanami, man. I'm so sorry.
Can't allow it.
We'll have to see more when more grade 1s get in there. Because comparing to is with like a really small sample size.
I'm still putting her above Nanami for now.
But yeah, you can put her above for now.
Someone said Mei Mei above Todo? Nah, brother. No. I don't think we have any gauge on how fast Bird Strike is. And Todo's fast. So like if Todo's even near the same like near or above the same like speed as Bird Strike, then he's not getting hit by that shit, bro. Like he can't survive Bird Strike, but I don't think Megumi can survive Bird Strike. I don't think anyone like other than Sukuna, Gojo, and people with actual counters to Bird Strike can survive Bird Strike. But a lot of those characters just aren't getting hit by it in the first place. Like Todo's not going to get hit by Bird Strike. He's way too smart, way too quick. Like way too quick.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd put Mei Mei top grade 1. I'd still leave Todo above both of Nanami and Mei Mei.
Another support. Sure, this will rile people up as well.
Utahime.
Utahime. Real interesting one.
Yeah, I can't lie, I don't really see the Utahime hype that much. And like I feel like Utahime is so much more useful for weaker characters rather than boosting stronger characters.
Yeah, I can see that argument.
I feel like she's more useful for boosting a character that's like grade 1 or below, rather than boosting Gojo or Yuta, who are already incredibly strong. Like, realistically, when does a character ever really need that boost unless they're literally fighting Sukuna, which Gojo was?
Yeah.
So,
I think grade 3 is a good spot.
Yeah, I can see that. I think below Panda. Oh god, what have I done? Why did I say that?
Because I know there's other support characters coming up, and like I've sort of got a mental ranking of where they're at. So I certainly think grade 3 is probably ample, because like we have to grade it off of their support and their support output.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really seen what
So-
she's like in terms of like individual skill either. She is also she was a fully fledged sorcerer back in the hidden inventory arc, and she was grade 2, and I still don't think she was actually, I think she was only semi grade 1 in the main story, which is like 12 years later.
It's a long time with a little
So
progression.
yeah, like Nobara, like Inumaki semi grade 1, like in the main story. Nobara got put up for promotion to grade 1, which is like the step to becoming semi grade 1. Wait, like in their like what, first and second year. Utahime is 12 years into her career, still not grade 1. So yeah.
Shiesty Sorcerer's next. Oh, I
Oh,
wanted to see the
grade 1, bro, grade 1.
You wanted to see the size of the smile which just crept across my face when I saw pop up on my screen.
Shiesty Sorcerer above Nanami. I know you're probably gonna hate that, but like he's above Nanami.
I'd agree with that. I think he's much more adaptable in a one-on-one, and I think that could be the difference maker.
Honestly, I'm gonna put him below Mei Mei again because of Bird Strike. Although I have this gut feeling that his fourth beast is like
it's man.
It's better than
It's gonna be. Oh, I'm so excited. My Eno stocks are so high right now. I can't wait for that fourth beast reveal.
Like, just because we're trying to do it like not cool, like doing it as in like potential too much, I'll just put him there in grade 1. But I do genuinely believe he's above Mei Mei.
Yeah, I think he's much more adaptable and
So versatile, like
the movement tech, the range. And I don't think Mei Mei has sort of the counter to close the distance and pull the mask off.
Survived a kick from Sukuna, probably twice. Yep. Also now has Nanami's technique imbued into his curse tool. So automatically better than Nanami, just based off the fact he's got his own, auspicious beast technique and Nanami's technique in the curse tool. So like,
can we shift him up one, please?
I feel like, yeah, do you know what? I'll allow it. I also just love him. I'm hella biased.
Yeah, I love the Shiesty Sorcerer, man. Probably the best thing to come out of TikTok in a little while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kamo.
Yeah. Oh, he's so ass. I mean, he's not, because he did kind of hold his own against like Cursed Naoya. He's not as ass. Like I thought he was gonna be sick, and then he wasn't, and then he kind of was. I wouldn't put him higher than like grade 2.
Yeah.
He did also just run away, which is such a like. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's battle IQ or cowardice.
I don't care. Like Kusakabe's a coward. He was still, a
cool coward, man.
Yeah, like.
I just think I'm always gonna have a bias against Kamo. I've talked about it I don't know how many times to you. I was so hyped to see the potential of this guy and his blood manipulation. And then Choso came along and did everything better. In every way, looking cooler. And it was just such a disappointment. He has feats, yes. But I think low grade 2 is probably right, low to mid.
I think the only reason I'm not putting him grade 3 is because he survived Curse Naoya. He didn't actually do anything to Curse Naoya, but he survived. Like, he was able to like get his blood shield thing up in time to get hit and survive it, I guess, is like more than Panda and Utahime would have been able to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the argument for grade 3. I would be more willing for the argument into grade 1.
Yeah, I think he's above Inumaki, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him grade 1.
Well, I just, has he hit a black flash? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think we've seen it or mentioned. So I feel like Nobara tops that sort of.
Kamo is equal to Todo? Are you crazy?
I'm always going to downplay Kamo, unfortunately. It's just sort of, I don't like the character anymore. So as much as I hate to say it, it is going to influence my opinion a little bit.
I've never liked the character, but I'm like, even just doing this off what we've seen of him, like, I just don't think he's all that.
I wouldn't rate his blood manipulation 1 grade below Choso's. I think Choso's mastery in special grade 1, and then put in Kamo 1 lower with all of the setup he needs is sort of a discredit to Choso. I just think his application is so much better. But I know we're sort of downplaying Kamo.
I feel like Kamo, again, like Kamo's got the technique potential to surpass Nanami, but at the point that Kamo's at, like, I don't think he beats Nanami. I genuinely don't think he beats Nanami. At the point we saw him get to, I just don't think he does.
Yeah. And I think it's a really bad matchup also. I don't think we can
I guess
that.
I think the only thing he has, which is like, it's just piercing blood. Like, it's not as good as Choso's, but it is such a strong attack that he can do. But he's also like, just consider that Kamo is so limited by the fact that he doesn't have infinite blood like Choso does.
Yeah.
Like, blood manipulation for anyone that isn't Choso is so shit because, like, he's good for a short while, but he will just run out of blood. He's got no RCT. Like, that's it. It's not poisonous to sorcerers like Choso's is. It's only poisonous to cursed spirits. He can recycle blood. He can recycle blood, to be fair, but that wasn't like a... That was like a very short-term solution to fighting Naoya. It's not a sustainable way of keeping it. I would agree that Kamo's above Nobara.
I think in just sort of experience.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kamo would have beat Haruta.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. Just had a quick view of who's next. I have some strong opinions about this guy.
I mean, he's better than Mei and Miwa. I'd put him like low grade 4, top grade 5. He's so arse. Like, he's so shit. He's a grade 1 sorcerer, bro. A grade 1 sorcerer. That's what they called him. How?
I'd put top of grade 4. Solely just because of his intellect and his sort of
inexperience. I'd
with
put him above Junpei.
Society.
But in terms of technique potential, I would say Junpei's technique is just better than his technique. But yeah, he would beat Junpei based on experience. But he can't be higher than grade 4. He's so shit. How this man got to like a grade that is the same level as characters like, you know, Todo and Mei Mei and Nanami is ridiculous to me.
I just don't think we've seen enough of feats for us to properly grade him. I think there's a lot of things which like are said about. Well, I don't even think there's a lot of things which are said about what he can do. We just saw a very small snippet, and from what I saw, wasn't necessarily that impressive. For me, it's like the integration into the society and understanding all of the secrets of Jujutsu and being in that sort of position of power. I mean, enables him to be more effective because he's in the know, he's in the inner circle.
People are also saying that like he killed Yaga, which is true, but think about Yaga, man. We know that he like literally in Shibuya, his death sentence was passed. Highly doubt that he was made aware of that. We didn't see the fight. We don't know what Yaga is capable of in terms of actual one-on-one fights. We just know his ability to make cursed corpses. So like we can't know that he didn't just walk up to him and just kill him. And we also don't know what Yaga's like in a fight as well.
I'm fairly certain it would have been more of an execution style thing.
Yeah.
I can't really see Yaga fighting back if he knows it's going to be an inevitable death. yeah, Yaga literally sat there and took it. We know that. That's the feeling I got. It was more sort of like a respectful execution.
Yeah, I just don't think it's like that
I don't
that
think it was the
feat.
one.
Just literally seeing an off-screen kill, which was a like very very short notice death sentence, is not a reason to move him a grade higher than when he released his technique on the what's his name, Choso or Juzo, I think, and it pushed him back like 3 feet when he blocked it with his little crappy coat rack blade or something. So arse.
Yeah. I think that's a good spot. I have no qualms.
Yeah, we also kind of, I guess, he's also just hella old, man.
Yeah.
Like maybe back in the day he was. That's how he got grade 1. But he's too
old
for this shit, bro. He's way too old.
We didn't see the prime. We have almost no backstory, no previous feats. So I struggle putting him any higher. With what we've seen.
Oh god, the next
Interesting character.
The next one, bro. I hate Momo Nishimiya with a burning, like a Panda level passion.
Oh, and there's something I can agree on. I hate Momo.
Like she's got like, realistically her technique is more effective. Mai's got the better technique if you just look at the technique, but in Mai's hands it's useless. Miwa is useless. Momo has a better technique than, like, application of the technique than both of them. I would put her above both Miwa and Mai, but like maybe still grade 5. I wouldn't put her above Junpei.
No. And
she's so bad.
I don't even want to talk about it because it'll just annoy me. I just don't like the character. I don't know what it is. Just rubs me up the wrong way. It's just
she just chats so much shit, and then when she like threw that wind scythe at Kenjaku and Arame and they just smacked it out of the air, and she goes, "Wait, what? I wasn't expecting that. Like, bro, you think you're so much better than you are."
Yeah, I think for recon we've got to remember being able to sort of have that tool manipulation and fly around. Pretty useful.
Like,
and I think that gives her sort of more utility than the other two.
I can, purely for that utility's sake, like she was given comms to the other Kyoto students in the night parade. To be fair, maybe that can justify like really low grade 4, but I wouldn't feel bad putting her, like, I think she just has to go grade 5, man. She's such an embarrassment of a sorcerer.
Yeah, grade 5 above the other two, I'd say. Look at the haircut. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah, that as well.
For that trim alone, you are going in grade 5.
She also just like, this is the moment that I realized I love Nobara, is when Momo just started chatting so much shit and Nobara shut her up with a squeaky rubber mallet, bro. And she literally said, "I don't care, didn't ask," hit her around the face with a rubber hammer and knocked her out.
We really spent 3 minutes on Momo. I hate that. It's true.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Shoko is going to be really difficult one to grade because as a sorcerer fighting like other people, she's like fighting cursed spirits. She's got kind of hacks because she can output positive energy, which does just like one-shot a lot of cursed spirits. But most of the time we're not really dealing with cursed spirits all that much. She's not really got any actual hand-to-hand stuff that we know of. No real combat experience. She cheated her medical exam. Like, she hasn't got the mindset, the effort to be a sorcerer. The only thing, like, going for her that just makes her so unbelievably impactful is just, like, she is the best support, surely.
Yeah.
The current, like, weight on Shoko's, like, the whole, like, JJK fandom is, like, everything's riding on Shoko at the moment.
Yeah. And this will probably be the easiest one to retcon in the future. Because the implications Shoko has on the rest of the story are massive.
Yeah.
Like, beyond massive. It's sort of, it could be the catalyst for the end of the story. So, in that, I'm sort of trying not to let it cloud my judgment. But I'd say grade 1 as a support is probably the limit, you know?
If we're looking just like power and defensively, I'd say grade 4 because like, or she would be grade 5 if it wasn't for the positive energy output, which can kill Curse Spirit. So like grade 4 offensively, but grade 1, like, guys, I'm gonna say we put a grade 1. Don't start freaking out because you see Shoko, the useless fighter, in grade 1. Purely as a support and her impact, she deserves grade 1. Like, we'll put her at the bottom just to make it easy for everyone to understand. But her impact is so huge, and it could be even better because Gojo, Yuta, Higuruma, you know, so many people at the moment are our Kusakabe now. Like, so many of our heaviest hitters are fully relying on Shoko at the moment.
Yeah.
She does only kill curses that are slower than her, that's true, which is why she would be grade 4 if she's offensive.
Right, 2 secs. Just type in. Take the ratings a sec.
I mean, the next few are oh, this is gonna be interesting. Some agendas. Oh god.
we got a fair amount of people in here which may not have been around at the start. If you just want to explain what we're grading them on.
Yeah, for sure.
Point to just sort of just recap.
Have we? I don't think we've. There's no like set criteria. It is just like general sort of strength, utility. It's not just about like who beats who. It's overall strength, usefulness of the technique, skill, utility, impact. Like, it's
yeah.
We're not going based off this isn't like an intense, you know, full power scaling sort of thing. It's not what we're doing. We're kind of taking a bit of everything, a little bit of potential, a little bit of like utility, a little bit of overall strength, a little bit of technique, looking at things like, do they have domains, domain counters, all of this sort of stuff in general, you know, RCT, just everything they have in their kit, and then determining, is that a word? That sounds wrong. It is right though, right? Determining?
Yeah.
We're determining like just what kind of grade they would be on based off that. Obviously, like I said, it's really hard to do a tier list like this for JGK characters because it is so matchup dependent. So just because one character's above like at a certain grade and another character's in another grade doesn't mean that a lower grade can't beat someone in the grade higher than them. It's just overall like the utility they bring, the stuff they can do, their limitations, their impact, you know, their
Matt
skill.
Cardy hit the nail on the head. Overall capability.
A little bit of power scaling.
If they're support, how good at the support they are. You know, if they sort of punching and kicking like Yuji, how good are they in that regard? You know, how rounded of a sorcerer are they? You know, Ryu's a really good example. I know we haven't come to him quite yet, but massive output, but sort of the rest of his sorcerer isn't as rounded. So that may have an impact on the rest of his grade, you know?
I love Ryu. Sorry, we're not talking about Ryu yet. But,
not yet.
Yeah, so Arame is up next, and oh my god, bro. If only Kyo Breeze was still knocking around. He loves Arame. God damn. I think she's like special grade. After like, how many jackpots is Hakari on now? Like, this whole fight's been going on. Either Hakari is so much worse than everyone thought, or Arame is actually just them.
I just think, side note first, ice powers in anything are always incredibly cool. So there's always a plus note for that. I just think the crowd control, her utility, how much she knows about sorcery, just everything is just reeks of special grade. And then on top of incredibly potent reverse curse technique. Like, I struggle to think anyone in special grade 1 taking Arame.
Does Maki beat Arame?
How long do you want to spend on
like,
this?
you remember when Sukuna took over Megumi? Like, Arame fully froze Maki, and Sukuna said, like, Maki was the problem here. Good job for just, like, fully, like, putting all your power into incapacitating Maki and actually keeping Maki away. Like, the ice held Maki. It did. But the thing is, like, Maki didn't really know Arame was It was like a kind of sneak attack that only held Maki. Like, it didn't hurt Maki. Arame above Yuji. It's tricky because Arame would probably beat Yuji. But
I think it's important that sort of at the end of Shibuya, we saw Yuji also sort of count as Arame's freeze.
Well, that was because he was still Sukuna.
Yeah. Good retcon point. Ignore I said anything.
Maki is precog. She would have sensed the ice attack coming. I mean, she didn't. I mean, she would now. Like, if she knows she's fighting Arame, I think Maki's fast enough. Like, if Hakari's not fully been frozen over in, like, one massive ice block, definitely above Jogo for me.
Yeah. But it's sort of a counter, isn't it?
I am kind of thinking just like maybe Arame is above Maki. It's so difficult. I don't think it matters that much. Like she's gonna be special grade.
Yeah. Before we hit this topic, I think we should have a little restructure in a special grade.
Yeah.
I think there's certain players which need to sort of move a little bit. Maki and Toji certainly need to move up. I think. Up a little bit, yeah.
Above Mahito or just to the top?
Above Mahito, definitely.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I'm not sure about at the top.
See, the thing is like, currently, the only actual, like, since the training especially, Yuji's just been fighting Sukuna. It's actually very difficult to determine how strong Yuji is currently.
Yeah.
Because he's only, like, fighting Sukuna. But he has got that RCT, he's got the soul damage, he's so durable, so strong, so fast.
I still think there's a lot to unpack with his character as well, in terms of technique. And
yeah.
Links to Sukuna. But that's sort of heading into headcanon territory.
I would... I'd maybe move Yuji below the heavenly restriction users.
Yeah.
I think I'm still putting him above Mahito, and he's still going in special grade.
Yeah, I don't think we should be moving him down. I think we should just be sort of moving them around the tier.
And then maybe put Arame above Yuji? Like, in between? Because I think...
Do you think Maki and Toji beat Arame?
I don't know. But I think, like, we can put them on the same level. Just because, like, Arame's below them doesn't mean...
Yeah.
That she's, like...
I think overall output, that's probably right. You know what? I'm going to stick with that. I think that's okay for the time being.
Until we get...
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Maybe Arame does beat Toji and Maki. I'm going to say that Arame, Toji, and Maki, are we just putting it like the same kind of level? But obviously, I can't have them stacked on top of each other in the tier list. So there has to be an order. Like, just assume they're all the same. They're all the same. Arame grade 5? You're not obviously joking, Adrian. I know you mean that. Don't lie to me, bro.
Honestly, I think any of those three in a fight could sort of like be interchangeable. If they had a fight and you told me Maki won, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. If you told me Arame won, I'd be like, ah, that makes sense. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like the difference between them isn't actually that great. So putting them all on sort of an even keel is the right way to do it.
Oh god, this is where shit really is going to hit the fan. I don't know if I can be bothered to deal with the Hakari agendas. I'm not gonna lie.
Thanks for coming, guys. We'll end the stream. We'll knock on the head.
Okay, guys. I do want to be completely clear about something, because I know for you guys who watch my video, like, I love Yuta, and Yuta and Hakari have this like kind of big rivalry, especially between the fans. it's all like it is just a joke. Obviously, I love you to more. I love Hakari. Like, don't misunderstand. I genuinely love Hakari, and I think he's really strong. So, nothing against Hakari. He slams everybody in Special Grade 1.
Comfortably.
I think he slams Jogo. I don't know about Mahito.
Mahito's a sort of grey area.
Yeah, it's difficult.
There's too many question marks about the interactions between their techniques, so I'd say just sort of avoid that. However, I think Hakari would probably be.
Oh, this isn't enough to make me put him in that grade, but Anonymous has just made a really good point that Hanami is the perfect counter to Hakari. Like with that, the cursed energy draining buds is a really good point. Really, really good point there. It's not enough. Like, it's matchup dependent. I can still put him special grade and say Hanami wins, but
yeah, there's always going to be hard counters to certain abilities.
The thing is, I feel like Hakari is way too fast to actually get hit by those as well.
And I is it confirmed there's like an infinite pool?
Of cursed energy.
Yeah.
Well, Hakari has infinite cursed energy in Jackpot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So regardless of the buds, if he still has infinite, even if it's draining an infinite pool, you still have infinite.
Oh yeah, because
that's
the
whole
like
point of infinite.
Yeah, he'd be healing all the damage as it's done, right? Yeah.
So
true.
the buds could never spread.
True.
Although it's a good idea, we got to think of the level of cursed energy that Hakari has. May not have the output, but
all that would be then, all it would do is
siphon.
it would just be constant pain, is all it would actually do.
And I think that Hakari's fever would enjoy that. Honestly, the guy's a freak. I don't think pain is going to stop him.
The thing is now is like, we've put a Rame there, and
but we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know the outcome, man.
Currently, from what we know, based on how long it's been going on, they're on equal footing in that fight.
Yeah.
Both Hakari and Arame, like, we have absolutely no reason to like actually know that one of them is clear of the other. At the moment, it's very safe to say that they're just on equal level. One of them probably is stronger and will win eventually, but the fact it's been going on for this long and they both seem fine is like...
Yeah. I put him on equal footing to Arame. It's difficult with Toji and Maki. Because
I want to move Jogo down, I'm not going to lie.
We're not touching Jogo yet, okay? We haven't got enough of people in the tier list to justify us changing, I'm sorry.
The question...
My boy's output is staying right there.
The question is Yuji versus Hakari. The thing is, right, it's like, no matter what anyone says, we don't know if Hakari's RCT heals soul damage. We do not know that. People can speculate as much as they like. We don't know. So I'm not going to sit here and say, like, Hakari's RCT does heal soul damage. And also in the description of his ability, it says his body reflectively performs RCT. It specifically says his body. Now that might be nitpicky, but given that's the information we have on how the RCT works, and it said nothing about soul damage, I have no reason to believe at the moment that Hakari can heal soul damage. I think it's a very real possibility, and I don't think it would be arse-pully if he can. I think that would be perfect, but I don't think it's ever been stated that Hakari can heal soul damage.
Yeah, you got to remember as well with drawing our minds back to Junpei and Mahito in the sewers when they were describing the soul. You sort of have to be aware of it. And especially in the fights with Mahito sort of further in the series, there was multiple comments made about, oh, he knew to reinforce his soul. So maybe understanding your soul isn't sort of common knowledge. It's sort of, there's a hidden knowledge that only certain people know about. So, you know, if Hakari doesn't know about it, and we know the guy is stupid. We've seen his test scores.
Well,
this guy
academically,
is not
he is, yeah.
He's not an academic guy. He's outrageously powerful, but I can't see him learning techniques in his spare time.
I would say until it's confirmed that Hakari can heal the soul, I'll put him below Yuji, honestly. I think Yuji just, like, Hakari hits ridiculously hard, but with the soul strikes and just how strong Yuji is in general, and how much stronger he's got over the month, like, I think Yuji can, like, we've seen Yuji tank hits from Hakari, not Jackpot Hakari, but he was just standing there taking hits from base Hakari with his output anyway, so, like, current Yuji, I think, can tank the hits from Hakari.
Yeah.
I'll put Hakari below Yuji. About Mahito, I don't know. I don't care. Mahito's such a difficult one to put people against. Like, we can put him above or below Mahito. It doesn't really matter. Equal footing with Arame, below Yuji, is what I'd say. Everyone in the top of special grade is so ridiculously close anyway that I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah, I think they're on that next band down where they could all be interchangeable.
Thing is, I think Hakari just, like,
it's just the invincibility for me, man. It's hard for me to look past it, and I don't think Yuji has the output to finally get through that and damage him to the point where he can't. I just can't see Yuji will get tired out, I think, because
I see just think
like there's just the infinite that is the problem with
it's way too
what
close.
I'm seeing in the logic. It's really close, and there's such a massive question mark above the soul interactions between the technique and can he heal the soul, or does it even affect him?
This is how we're going to settle this.
Oh, I'm so worried.
1 second. I'm cooking. Because, like, I don't think it matters. I think the top of special grade is so close that it should, like, we shouldn't be too stressed about who actually goes above who here, that I'm going to settle it this way. Because there are arguments for both, and I see both arguments. Like,
yeah.
And I love both Yuji and Hakari. And they're very similar in terms of, like, currently, you know, Yuji's got the blood manipulation, but that's not going to do shit to Hakari because of Jackpot. His like, win con is soul strikes, and whether that actually hurts Hakari or not. That means they're both punch kick merchants who are just going to punch kick each other until one of them breaks, effectively.
And and once you put the maths of infinite versus finite, you know, although Yuji is incredibly potent and physical, and I'm not calling him a bum, I'm just saying Hakari is literally an infinite punching bag. Almost the perfect counter to Yuji if his soul doesn't get affected. Oh, a little poll. We'll put it to the masses. Are you taking the Yuji side and I'll take the Hakari side then?
I mean, like...
Oh. There's an argument for both. So
there is.
Like you said.
I would put
wouldn't
mind Hakari below Yuji until we know. I think Hakari would beat Yuji if... And I think it's very justified to say his RCT does heal the soul. But it's not, like, it's not said. People, including us, because of how we've done some stuff, like, headcanons do influence things, and I won't fault people for that. It's a very justified headcanon, but it's not been stated, so until it's confirmed, I would say he goes slightly below Yuji, but I'll very happily put him above Yuji if that's... It looks like that is... It's pretty damn close, to be honest. Like,
I was about to say, it's a fairly split argument, and I think that we've argued both sides pretty well. And people are going to have their own headcanons, and people are going to have their own opinions after this as well.
But remember, guys, like I said, it's matchup dependent. We won't be able to make this list where every character is above everyone they beat. There will always be characters slightly below them that will beat them. That's just how it works. Right, the poll is spoken.
My boy,
I genuinely just tried to move Hakari on my stream feed. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the poll is spoken. It's very close. It is genuinely very close. 54 to 46 in favor of Hakari. But yeah.
58
okay,
votes,
Hakari fans, I won't fault it. Equal footing with Arame, slightly above Yuji. It's fine to me. Yo, we got 110 people in the stream. That is crazy.
Popping off. People enjoying the grading.
That is crazy. This is a
Right, I'm gonna let the Glazer take the reins here.
Oh,
'cause,
dear me.
right, we'll
Oh,
limit it to 15 minutes of Utah time, okay?
God.
Someone in chat put a timer on, because
No, it won't take
The
more than
waffle
it
is-
won't take more than 10. It won't take more than 10. Don't worry. I'm not gonna stick on Yuta for that long, guys. Don't worry. Listen, I need you to understand. Yuta is genuinely my favorite character, and I do think he's top 3. But I overglaze for like entertainment's sake. Okay, I overdo it. Don't worry.
bullshit.
Don't worry.
Bullshit.
I know
The
what I'm doing.
glazing is
right?
from the soul, man.
I know what I'm doing. It's a
The glazing
testament of
is
the
straight
soul.
from the soul.
Mm. You know, is this a? I feel like this warrants face cam. Now that Yuta's arrived. Wait, oh
Now
God,
that Utah's arrived,
that bloody hair, man. Wait, why is my face cam frozen?
you cannot overglaze the power of love.
Okay, maybe not face cam. It's just frozen with me in a very, very like shit. It's just
Oh dear.
it's just not
Technical
working.
difficulties.
It's just not working. It doesn't like it. Shall I restart it? Okay, right, we got no face cam. Face cam's broken. Is what it is. Sorry, lads. You got a lovely,
creepy cam.
got a lovely little well, nothing.
We
isn't
tried.
Either. Yeah, we tried. But
tried.
it's no one wants to look at that. So, whoa.
Right. Take the reins. Where are you thinking?
Like, I mean, I think he's top 3. I'd put him like limitless. But the difference, I know, I'm not stupid. I know the difference between him and the obvious other 2 people who are going in limitless is still huge. So, like. He's my golden. I feel like he's my golden buzzer, in that I really just want to say fuck everybody. It's my stream, my tier list. I'm putting him in limitless grade, but I want to be fair and not too much of a glazer as well. If we go special grade, he is at the top.
100%. Yeah, special grade, top 2, and he's not number 2.
Do you know what? I say I'm gonna put him special grade until I'm gonna put him top of special grade until we put the other 2 limitless, because I feel like it's not right to put Yuta as the first limitless grade.
There'll be arguments for and against it, and I feel like we should probably revisit
I changed my mind. He's going limitless grade. I realized halfway through that. I realized halfway through that I didn't mean what I was saying. Like, I think he's top 3. I think he's limitless grade. Don't get me wrong. He is so far below Sukuna and Gojo individually, but like his domain. If we didn't see his domain, I'd probably put him like. I can see the argument for Yuta, not Yuta, Maki and Soul Split Katana beating Yuta. Like, I get it. But yeah, I'm sorry, the domain is busted. It's so busted. Bro literally, like, stuck his hand in Sukuna's stomach mouth and ripped out his tongue. He's got...
Yeah, he's a dog, man. 100%.
He's got Jacob's Ladder now, which is a game changer. Like, such a game changer. I thought his, like, massive output, like, love beam thing was broken. But Jacob's Ladder might just be, like, the best thing he's got in his arsenal. And he's got Cleave. He's got his insane cursed energy, insane output, and reinforcement, like, that Sukuna compared to Ryu, who's, like, probably one of, if not the, like, most durable sorcerer, but probably behind Sukuna. Like, just in terms of raw reinforcement, Ryu is him. Even Sukuna said so. Like, it busted domain. Great with barrier techniques because he shifted his coordinates. Even Sukuna said, like, it's a very high-level barrier technique. Rika, RCT output is so under... No one talks about Yuta's RCT output. There are 3 characters in the whole series we've ever seen capable of doing that. And it's Sukuna is one of them. So, like, Cursed Spirits get 1 shot.
I'm not going to stop the glaze. I can't. I know I'm not going to be able to argue against the number 1 Yuta fan.
If he wanted, if he made it the guaranteed hit, he has Malevolent Shrine as a domain. It's just in a barrier. It's not open. But in terms of the actual guaranteed hit, like, he has Malevolent Shrine.
Your arguments are justified. I can't
So,
lie.
he's got foresight.
I can't say you're not right.
Sky
But
control.
I just think the gap between
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I do agree.
It's the gap which I'm not downplaying his ability because he is top 3 in the verse.
Like,
But it's the gap between the next two and him.
yeah, I know. But I still think, like, he just has so much. Like, so much.
Yeah, he has a massive arsenal. 100%, 100%. I agree with that. It's just the massive output difference, which is sort of, you know,
But he's
clouding
got,
my judgment.
he's got, insane
Right,
output.
I tell you what. Let's pause this and we can retcon when the other limitless is really. Because judging him on his own when we're not talking about the other two is sort of like half the argument.
Yeah.
But yes, the Utah glaze is very justified. Don't worry. I'm not saying that it's not allowed.
I feel like I've underglazed, I'm not gonna lie. I should go on a half an hour tangent, but I won't for everyone else's sake.
I made a note of the time when we started talking.
Right,
just in case I needed to move you
we'll
on.
move on, but we can come back to it, and he can always be moved down if that's what we decide. But for now, he's gonna sit there because deal with it, bruv.
Oh, that's a good point. Julius just talked about giving him the 6 eyes. We haven't even spoke about the bloodline.
Oh, if he got the 6 eyes, he'd just go to he just need a new tier. He would just need a new tier if he got the 6 eyes.
The levels above, man. Levels above. Right, the next, probably my favorite character from the last couple of chapters. Who's Akabe? Yeah. What you thinking?
Not gonna lie, like, just looking at who's there, I feel like Kusakabe just maybe not slams, but Kusakabe is at least on equal footing with Special Grade 1. Like, I think like, I don't know. This is like, he was actually cutting Sukuna, and I don't think Dagon is more durable than the current Sukuna. Like, oh,
I think there's arguments for it.
Like, he beats current Todo, he beats current Megumi, he beats current Choso, he beats Hanami. He beats Choso, bro. He does beat Choso. I'm sorry, he does.
I'm a Choso glazer, man. I don't know.
If he can react to dismantles, like in his simple domain, he can react to piercing blood. He's gonna pull his katana up and split that shit in half, and it's gonna be like when someone cuts a bullet in a movie. It's gonna split it in half.
Kusakabe cut through flowing red scale. Another question we'll never be able to answer. There's just too many unknowns. I think, if not bottom of Special Grade 1.
He's not bottom.
Not dead last. I mean, whenever I say bottom, I don't mean dead last. I mean below the 50% mark. Because
Kusakabe bodies Choso. I agree, Quirkless. I'm saying, man. Look, it's like I said, piercing blood enters that simple domain. He's gonna split that shit in half. I think he slams the disaster curses, man. Maybe not slams, but I think he can fight them like one-on-one. He's not going lower than Special Grade 1.
The funny thing about Kusakabe's character is, even if he saw a disaster curse, I still don't think he'd fight it. I think he'd try everything in his power to get out of that fight.
Does that not make him great, though, as well?
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't saying it in a negative.
He's a Grade 1 coward, but his survival instincts have gotten him this far, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he can't
especially the previous couple of chapters are really sort of turned, in my opinion, to sort of agree with you. You know, he did throw hands with Sukuna.
He did.
So, you know.
I don't know.
I'll let you place this, and then I can sort of agree or disagree, because I'm.
Dagon is kind of a question mark for me. I'm not gonna lie, guys. What are we thinking? Is he above? I think he beats Hanami. What was Hanami got?
I think it's just the environmental changes of Hanami. is the big difference maker. Although Kusakabe is agile, yes, and he's incredibly reactive. I just don't think that he'd be able to close the distance 30 feet in the air.
Bro, he kicked Heian era Sukuna halfway across a town.
Yeah,
And
100%. Yeah, his output is great if he can reach the target. But if Hanami is flying 40 feet in the air with an earth ball, I don't see how he can close the distance. But we're getting into 1v1s now. Like,
yeah, I mean, the thing is
I
people are saying like, oh, Hanami got domain. Like, bro, he is a walking domain counter. This guy doesn't care if you've got a domain. I really just want to put him top as special grade. I can justify he can't go below Choso. I think he bodies Choso.
I just think the environmental changes of Dagon and Hanami just sort of changes it for me. Although he's incredibly proficient with a sword, got massive battle IQ, understands sort of how the sorcery world works, knows his limits as well.
Yeah.
Even though he sort of underplays his limits, that's something I will mention. I don't think he knew that he could throw hands as Sukuna. I think he just sort of threw himself into it because he was the only option. So maybe he downplayed himself in other fights, which he could have possibly, you know.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why I've forgotten this until now, but he did also just like, I can't forget the perception blitz and then just deflecting that Kenjaku's Uzumaki. Yo, what's up, Eternal?
You missed a donation as well.
I've got nothing on my. I mean, my stream's been really strange, by the way, guys. So if I've missed anything, I'm very sorry. But I am having technical difficulties like crazy.
It's fine. I got it. Alon's just used his ultimate technique, domain expansion, limitless glazing of the bush camping king. $5. Thank you, Dion, as well.
Thank you very much, bro. I'm sorry that has not popped up for me at all. I've got nothing's working on my PC at the moment. The face cam's broken. The chat ain't updating.
It popped up for me, but I was sort of like, I didn't know if you'd saw it, and I didn't want to jump in if you was finishing off your point.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah. Let me know if you see any more because it's not showing for some reason.
Yeah, I'll make them known.
I can't. I think Kusakabe, I think Kusakabe beats Dagon and Hanami, man.
There's arguments for and against. Like, I think it's sort of in the same vein as the above grade, where on individual days I would probably agree with you, and then others I'd disagree. Because there's just so many points, you know. I just struggle to see past the environmental changes.
Right, we're doing the same thing.
I think the range of Kusakabe sort of lets him down, even though he's incredibly agile, and the battle training and Evening Moon Sword and Hazy Moon, I think it's called, Simple Domain, yes. But when you have the ability to sort of fly, in Dagon's case, and then levitate with essentially an auto-tracking root cannon.
I can see the argument for having him below Dagon, because I think Dagon has genuinely got the strongest domain of the disaster curses easily, and just a very strong domain overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I think I want him, but I think he beats Hanami though. He is a little bit recency bias. Yeah, I get what you mean.
There's more of an argument with Hanami, but I still think in the long run, when we look back, probably after the series is finished, you'll probably be on the same side as me. But I see where you're coming from. Join hands with Sukuna can't be underplayed.
All that matters to me is that he's in special grade 1.
Yeah.
And above Choso.
And at the top, sort of.
Yeah. I'm cool
with that. I knew for a fact there was no point in me arguing the Choso point, so I just sort of left it. And
yeah, it's because he beats Choso, bro. Like, it's no question.
I'm not even getting into it.
I love Choso, but Kusakabe slams.
Yeah, Omni, you make a real good point. You can just fly away.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to this next one, though, I can't lie.
ha.
I mean,
Principal Yaga.
like, realistically, when they said he was special grade, it's because the higher ups are just terrified of him building an army. It's not because he's like special grade. Do you know what I mean?
It's the potential impact that he could have if sort of unaccounted for.
Yeah.
I still think that this is sort of my own headcanon. I think the higher ups kept him at Jujutsu High so they could keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Because of the potency of his technique. Although it's not, massive output or incredible in one-on-ones. So if left alone or, in the same light as Tengen, if it's sort of kept safe by others, it could be an infinite producer of an army, like you said. So that aspect is, interesting to think about. But what we saw in the series and sort of the limits we've seen in Panda, I struggle to put him sort of any higher than like grade 2.
Yeah, I feel you.
Potentially even grade 3.
I want to put him
2.
above Panda because I hate Panda and I feel like the creator of Panda should go above Panda. But realistically, yeah, we just haven't seen him fight. Like, he did get murked by Gakuganji, which is kind of embarrassing. Even if he did allow it, like, it's still just...
Yeah, no, I won't take any slander, He didn't get murked by Gakuganji. He's a respectable human and he knew his time was up. Yeah, and if he had stayed alive, there would have been more adverse consequences.
It's just like, we just don't have enough information on...
No.
Like, if Panda's the strongest thing he's produced, then he can't be higher than grade 3, in my opinion. Yeah, actually, he might just be below. Flame, you weren't here when we had the Panda discussion, because Jaff loves Panda, and you know my feelings on Panda. I tried to be unbiased and actually look at it, but if it was just my stream, you know where he'd be. Gakuganji is not grade 1, bro. Get out of here. This is us doing our own grades. Gakuganji is straight ass. Is he grade 3, Yaga? Like,
I'd argue low bottom grade 2, because although Panda is sort of like the pinnacle of what he created, I still think it's like a testament to like his intelligence and the use of his technique, because that is the best cursed corpse that we've seen created.
It is, but so that's my point. Is like Panda is the best cursed corpse. That, like, Panda is the legacy of Principal Yaga.
It's relative though. Yeah, but it's relative, isn't it? Because even though Panda's output isn't nearly as impressive as the rest of the cast, you could send Panda on multiple sort of missions and trust him to do so. Being able to create sort of a fully functioning, adapting corpse which can fight and think independently with its own battle IQ and experience. You can't put Yaga in the same tier, because I think just the knowledge and capability to do that just outranks like his pinnacle creation.
I think it's grade 3. Don't think it's grade 2.
I don't know, man. I think it's just the knowledge as well.
It's not enough. Like, I'll put him top grade 3. Happily.
Yeah, I can back that. I can back that.
I don't think he's grade 2. Like,
to be fair,
I wish we'd seen more.
Honestly. I thought he was gonna. I was gonna be happy with placement as bottom of grade 2. So being top of grade 3 isn't that big of a jump. So I'm not really bothered.
See, what would be crazy is if he was still knocking about and made cursed corpses of like the heavy hitters that have fallen. Then I'd be inclined to say special grade. But because he made Panda, I can't put him like, just, yeah.
I don't know. I'll accept, but I personally think lowest grade 2 is like the right place. But we'll move on for time's sake. Miracle Boy. The name sort of escapes me.
Haruto.
Right, Haruto. That's it. I knew it started with a H. I just
don't-
didn't want to butcher it.
Just don't even want to talk about this guy.
There's a cool ability, man.
Where he kind of like, I'm not sure how I feel. I always get confused when I think about how Nobara just got like messed up and needed saving by Haruto, and then proceeded to like beat the crap out of Mahito's double half an hour later. Has always kind of baffled me a little bit. She just looked like she was moving so much better against Mahito than Haruto. So it's very difficult to actually determine this. I think he's like, he literally says himself that he just goes after weaklings and that's what he's built for. His sword bounced off Nanami and then like, he basically looked at him and went, what the hell, it's a brick wall.
Yeah, I don't know. This is sort of a grey area for me. I think if he had knowledge of his technique, he'd be much stronger because he could take more risks. But like you said, he goes for weaklings.
I feel like
sort of.
Yeah. Thing is, I think
he's the most cemented grade 3 we've had. I can't lie.
I had a thought about putting him grade 3, but I don't want to say it.
Go on. I know you want to make it.
God forgive me. I think he loses to Panda.
He does lose to Panda.
I think Panda just like beats the crap out of him.
Yeah.
I'm putting between Panda and Utahime.
Yeah.
I think.
Because I think that in overall terms of impact on a battle, he'd probably have more than Utahime.
Yeah.
But you're ranking, sort of someone on the front lines against someone on the back lines.
No, I can't lie though. I feel like the characters in grade 3 could like do so much more damage than Haruto did to Nanami. Like,
yeah,
I kind of want to put him grade 4, but I feel like the gap between him and Nobara is then too high. I also just hate him.
Yeah, we're gonna get stuck grading him against everyone around him. I think that's a fine spot to leave him.
Yeah, we can leave him there for now.
I can't really argue with it. I think he gets clapped by people above him, and there's arguments for people below him, but I still think he'd have the edge.
Next up, we got a Coat Rack Man.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen him do anything, but he did just like block Gakuganji's sound thing like it was nothing. So I'd at least put him above Gakuganji, I think.
Yeah.
We just don't know
like
enough.
He's slightly worse than Haruto because he doesn't have the miracles. But I'd say probably similar in terms of technical output. He's a barrier merchant, isn't he? From what I remember.
He didn't even know how barriers work, bro. Kenjaku gave him one of the
he was the prongs, wasn't it? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
The nails, sorry.
But then he like forgot to do the chant.
Yeah. So he sort of half did his job. So he doesn't even have the battle IQ or IQ, I'd say.
Honestly, I'd just put him above Gakuganji grade 4.
Yeah, that's a spot on. I think that's probably about right. Interesting one next. A real interesting one.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Two-parter.
Yeah, so there's no image for both Naoya and Curse Naoya for some reason. So what we're gonna do, because I think like everyone knows Curse Naoya is just stronger than Naoya. Like for Maki, we're gonna first discuss normal Naoya, show you where he goes, and then we're gonna all pretend like he's Curse Naoya and place him there. So if he goes higher than normal Naoya, I hate saying that name, bro. I tried to say it in a video the other day, and I had to retake that recording like 3 times.
Is it Noya or Naya?
Naoya.
Naoya.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Japanese
is not my mother tongue, so apologize if I do butcher any of the names.
That one annoying Zen'in.
What?
Like non-curse base form I would put him special grade 1, maybe below Choso. Or like on the same level as Choso. Because like they were pretty, from what I remember, I could be dead wrong about this. They were pretty neck and neck in that fight in Shibuya.
From what I remember, I haven't read the chat in so long, so I'm sort of going off a really hazy memory. I can't really argue with that.
I think that's fine. Like he does just slam grade 1 people. He's too fast to get hit by Bird Strike. Like, yeah, I hate him. God, I hate him. But I'll put him on the same level as Choso.
Yeah.
Curse Spirit Noya is
much different.
Very different. I think he's better than Hanami and Dagon.
Yeah.
Very much so. Although I don't think I don't think it's special grade though, I'm not gonna lie. I do think Jogo is like, if Kamo was reacting just enough to Curse Naoya, then I think Jogo's speed and output, and the fact that he's like got a domain to counter Naoya's domain as well, I think Gojo? I think Jogo can beat Curse Naoya. I don't, and I still don't think Jogo should be special grade. So I'm gonna say he's top of special grade 1.
Yeah, I can argue with that. Excuse me, I can't argue with that.
I'll be completely honest with you though. That is like probably my least reread arc, is the whole like I don't even know what colony they were in fighting Curse Naoya. Like I've read it twice. I don't understand him all that much, so I'm not gonna pretend to know what I'm talking about here. If you know more than me, then go ahead, because I don't know, to be honest.
I can't really remember as much. It's gonna sound really bad, but I don't like the character that much, so I sort of don't reread those chapters very often. The only thing I really remember is how cool the domain expansion looks.
Yeah,
and how
it's a very good domain.
Projection sorcery is always going to be incredibly good. We can't sort of discredit that. I have no qualms with where you've placed him whatsoever.
I'd say Curse Naoya just like, I just put him top of special grade 1.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, remember, when you look at that picture of Naoya, we're talking about the curse. Don't freak out.
Not base form.
Don't freak out. Please.
Our other projection boy.
I'd
I'd
just put him like where we put base Naoya, I'm not gonna lie. He was better than Naoya, so I'll probably put him above Choso. Not just there.
Yeah, he's arguably got more mastery of the technique.
Yeah.
But I'd say the slight caveat is he is getting on. We know that he doesn't take fights as seriously, turns up drunk. I just think that may hinder his fact. I think he's sort of overzealous in his abilities compared to other people on this list. So
yeah.
that's where I may think that the Choso fight would be a little different. But
yeah,
now I'm looking at the list, I feel like a retcon on Megumi is required pretty soon.
You saying move down? Because I've been thinking that.
Move down?
I'm thinking move down.
Oh, dude, I'm not sure about that.
Actually, no, I take that. I think he's perfect where he is, to be honest.
Right, we may need a couple more then.
I don't think Megumi's going above anybody who's currently above him.
Right, okay. We'll come back to that.
I think he can be. But if we're gonna do like the whole potential man thing, we have to do it for everyone if we do it for Megumi. In which case, it would still, like, it would mess up so many things, because Yuji would go straight to Limitless, Mahito would go to Limitless, like, I get the potential thing, but from what we've seen, It would mess up the list so much that
I just think you're sort of discrediting Maharaga in the situation.
but he didn't tame Maharaga. He dies if he summons Maharaga.
I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure? He does die if he summons Maharaga.
No, I know he dies. I'm just saying the ability to summon him, regardless of if he dies or not. I think that, you know, I think it's just been overlooked a little bit, that's all.
I don't know, I think he's good where he is. I can maybe see an argument for him beating Choso in the right scenario, but that's like one fight.
I'm not sure, man. I think we should probably just move on. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going back and forth.
We can agree to disagree on that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That's fine. Like, I get it. I get
just remember, I have been campaigning for the change. The Maharaga claims have been heard.
Okay, it's time. This is easy.
Here we go. Right. I think special grade 1.
Okay, listen. If, like... Oh, I know how to make this more interesting. Very quickly, we do 3 finger, 15 finger, and then current. Or like just full power, like the one that fought Gojo, I guess. Like 19 finger. So like 3 finger is a very interesting one.
So remind me 3 finger.
3 finger is like... Okay, so at 1 finger, Gojo sat on him.
Yeah.
Like, Gojo literally sat on him.
Yeah, I remember that. I can't really remember the...
I think 3 finger is like... Oh... I think Maki bodies 3 finger, I'm not gonna lie.
Awaken Maki, yeah.
I still think 3 finger special grade, I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy to even think about.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy. 15% Sukuna is still special grade. And not even at the bottom either.
It's difficult for me to make like sort of assumptions because I find it hard to sort of remember back then the feats and sort of separate what he did at when. But I know 15 finger was Shibuya, no?
15 finger was Shibuya, yeah.
Yeah.
What he said was at 3 fingers, Mahito, not Mahito, Maharaga might have beaten him, and Maharaga is like, looking at it, like probably top of special grade if we were to rank Maharaga.
Yeah.
There's no point even doing this. Sukuna's just him, man.
Yeah, like
why are we even? This is a silly idea. My bad.
he's tip top. He's tip top of the tree, man. I'm sorry to say it.
Yeah.
The purest form of power we've seen. The king of ass pulls. Techniques he hasn't seen or pulled from the Heian era. He's done this shit before. He's a reoccurring Hall of Famer, man. I just... Is there much more to talk about?
Nah. There's no, like, he is just him.
He is just the standard. He is the standard.
Call Kenjaku a glazer as much as you want, but Kenjaku was very much right to just go through the whole thing, like, a whole 1,000 years, looking at all of these sorcerers and going, yeah, Sukuna's still the strongest, bruv. And Kenjaku was not... When Kenjaku saw that Sukuna won, he was, like, lying down with his iPad up, like, oh, cool. Nice, right, I'll go with my day. Not in the least bit surprised. And Kenjaku has fought 6-eyes, like, users in the past, and lost to 2 of them. And Kenjaku's Kenjaku, so... Like, yeah, and Sukuna's got so much more to yeah, well, there's no conversation to be had, bro.
Literally, all you have to do is just look at our tier list, and then look at the people Sukuna have fought. And how many he's beat. Especially in the Jujutsu Kaisen arc.
It's actually crazy.
Like... We don't need to say anything else. Everyone knows how impossibly powerful Sukuna is.
I mean, obviously, if Yuta stopped holding back, he would slam Sukuna, but you know,
Here
that's
we go.
that's for a different time. That's not for now.
Oh.
I didn't mean to kill you, bro. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're
I'm
killing
sorry.
me off with these opinions, man. The glazing's too much. Right. Interesting, no?
Jid's gonna kill me.
As up to this point, I don't think anybody in their right mind can say Gojo is better than Sukuna.
Right. So
in that tier.
I've like. Okay. I don't know if this makes sense in any way, because Gojo and Sukuna are both like. They are just 1 and 2. It's not debatable. Like. This isn't a justification for me putting Gojo above Sukuna, by the way. I think Gojo is second to Sukuna. Like, I think he's there where I put him. But a weird opinion I have is that when it comes down to Sukuna versus Gojo, Sukuna wins. But when it comes to, like, if you put each of them against everyone else, I think Gojo, just through the nature of his ability and Infinity and Infinite Void and stuff, is like, I think Gojo is stronger against other opponents than Sukuna is, if that makes sense. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I can see your angle. And yeah, against the vast majority of people you're going to face, you're going to have more luck with Gojo's ability.
Yeah, like...
But in terms of being at the best, being on the similar power level, and Sukuna sort of countering Gojo,
yeah,
just sort of solidifies, you know?
Yeah, it's like
Omni. We can't ignore what has happened as well. I know everyone dances around the fact that he may be alive, he may not be, and especially the cover art, which we've just seen, or the recent drawing.
Yeah.
You know, it's always going to stir up controversy, and people are going to think, you know, Gojo's back and reawakened and angered now. And yes, if he comes back and, you know, pulls a madness, I will agree, you know, probably stronger than Sukuna. But right now, everything we've seen and what we've just seen, I just don't think there's much of an argument.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Like, in terms of just Gojo versus Sukuna, like Sukuna, I can't build an argument based off anything that Gojo should go above Sukuna. I'm well aware of that. That's completely fine. It's just like appreciating, you know, obviously appreciating each character as we like rank them, especially ones as impactful and strong as Sukuna and Gojo. I feel like it should be acknowledged. Like, I feel like since he lost to Sukuna, he hasn't been like, you know, the fraud allegations came out, and I feel the need to stand here and be like, Gojo is still Gojo. He's still as strong, if not stronger, than he was for the entirety of the thing. It's just that Sukuna was stronger. It doesn't make Gojo weaker. It just means that Sukuna was stronger.
In that instance.
Gojo was never a fraud, you know? And I stand by the thing of like, Sukuna cooks Gojo, but Gojo cooks harder against literally anybody else than Sukuna would, and Gojo would live longer, if that makes sense. Just because of the nature of his technique. And also, it can't be understated that, you know, obviously Sukuna's domain is superior because of the open barrier, but when it comes to just pure refinement and strength of the domain, Gojo, like, matched Sukuna. Which is crazy. And then also, like, Infinite Void is guaranteed win, whereas Malevolent Shrine, maybe not so much against certain opponents, you know?
Just sort of catching up on chat, scrolling through.
Yeah, no,
everyone sort of lose their mind.
It's like what Omni said. Omni said something. You just summed up my point really well. I'm gonna try to find the message, and then we'll move on. Sukuna beats Gojo, but Gojo is harder to beat. Yeah, it's perfect. I think that just perfectly sums up. But yeah, Sukuna is just on top.
In my DMs giving me some hate. I thought I wasn't based on 1v1s. If Gojo beats everyone else better, then he's stronger. But they both beat everyone else. They both beat everyone below them. However, Sukuna also beats Gojo.
Yeah.
So
they're just so clear. Like,
if we're talking a numbers game, you know, Sukuna's always going to have an extra opponent victory because he beat Gojo, you know?
Guys, I'm not putting Gojo on top, man.
as much as I'd love to say it, and I'm holding out hope that we get an awakened Gojo.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say this, all right? Because again, there's still a debate somehow around like if Sukuna needed Maharaga or not, and I think like no one can say for sure that they know, but because we know for a fact that Sukuna is still, I'm not gonna say holding back because it's people take that statement at face value way too much, like, but he has abilities and a like mysterious sort of technique that we're not aware of, right? So he has potential to be stronger than we know. Until we see that, I'm not going to make the judgment. If when all of Sukuna's shit is revealed, if we can look at that and go, huh, okay, he couldn't have beat Gojo with that, then we can say he needed Maharaga. But we don't know, which is why Sukuna is just above him. Because he won, and he still has shit to show us, like he didn't use his full arsenal. We don't know whether he could have. That needs to be determined when we see what it is. But until we know what it is, Sukuna is above Gojo. And I think it will stay that way. It's not confirmed, it's not 100%. But, like, for now, there's no argument you can make, really, for Gojo being above Sukuna. I think we just move on. I think that's, like, I'm arguing with chat, not you, by the way, Jid. There are some people who don't agree. Some people like Jid. You guys have the reading comprehension of an 11-year-old. Jid, man.
I don't want to interrupt points just for more, you know.
I respect the differing opinions though. It'd be boring if everyone agreed.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you disagree, that's cool. Like, write your comments, bro. I enjoy.
Get your opinions in you. Disagree with what we're saying. Well, everyone has anyway, so you don't need any more encouragement for that. But yeah, it's good. You know, discussion is always nice. There's a lot of people talking about the differences in the Sukuna form as well.
I mean, to be honest, like, without domains, even against Heian or Sukuna, like, Gojo still slams. I still think in hand-to-hand combat, like, I think Gojo is just so clear of Sukuna. Even with 4 arms, I just don't think 4 arms is enough. Like, 2 extra arms isn't gonna help you against Gojo in pure hand-to-hand combat, you know. His domain is how he beats Gojo.
Yeah. I think ultimately as well, if we're talking at its base context,
Gojo wins.
We have seen in the manga, Gojo loses. So to put I'm talking sort of in the whole terms of the tier list now. To put Gojo higher than Sukuna would sort of be breaking.
Yeah.
You know. Sort of the ranking system. But yeah, I get where people are coming from with, you know.
I just like Gojo's... I feel like it should be acknowledged that like Sukuna, but domain has to be counted, obviously, but
yeah,
with the exception of Takaba because he's Takaba, and I don't think we should include Takaba because he's Takaba, the only character that I think just folds Sukuna at pure base with no domains is Gojo. I don't think there's anyone else who does. Like, I don't think Sukuna actually needs his domain to beat anybody else at base without domains. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you take a domain away from everyone, there is no other character than Gojo who can just outright beat Sukuna in a 1v1.
I also think as well, we've got to understand the knowledge that Sukuna has.
Yeah.
The years and years and years of experience of fighting sorcerers and literally fighting the strongest of the strongest. You know, we can't discredit that fact, you know?
I mean, like, they're both the strongest. I'm going to glaze.
They are both the strongest.
They both deserve the glazing.
Yeah.
So
no, it is justified glazing. You can't talk about the strongest without giving a credit to their powers and their feats inverse.
Yeah, that's just how it is, man. Right, I say we move on.
Yeah, we have to, I think.
I mean, they definitely deserve their time of all the characters, I think.
Yeah.
But we do need to move on. Oh. I'll be completely honest, I think, like, exchange event arc base Mechamaru is, like, grade 2. Probably just, like, probably below Kamo, I guess.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably around the right area. However,
Yeah, the real question is the awakened temporary special grade level cursed energy massive bloody what are they called? Mech suit.
Yeah,
Oh,
super mech.
yeah. Dear.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I think it's really, really subjective with the super mech because it's not gonna work a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's it's like firing a tank at one person. You need a big target to hit with big cannons. So I think, although it's incredibly powerful, I don't think it's sort of as specialized as some of the others on the list. I'm not downplaying it, by the way. Before we get into that fact, I love mechs as well, so I think it's one of the coolest abilities. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the limitations.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I still think that output is crazy though.
Yeah, but it's the direction of the output, I think, is what
Yeah.
it is the deciding factor for me. Because I don't think it'd be nearly as adaptable or it's like sort of nearly as adaptable or as versatile as sort of Shiesty Sorcerer. But I also see that there's an argument for the output being so much higher.
It is really tricky. Because he can still, no, but just bear in mind, like, he can still use that output in his, like, army of, or, like, mini squad of, like, normal Mechamaru robot things that he built as well.
Yeah, the puppets.
Which is like, then a lot more. I feel like against a lot of opponents, that is better than the giant mech suit. It's just to have a load of normal human-sized things with this insane output that he can control. Obviously, it's temporary, but we're considering just that temporary thing at the moment. I'd say like top grade 1, maybe like low special grade.
I think that was about right.
Low special grade 1, sorry, not special grade, I lied.
I think probably I'm finding it hard between way to place. Either just in front of Ino or just behind. Or I certainly think it's much more applicable than Mei Mei.
Yeah, I think like just because we don't actually know enough about in that temporary state of the special grade cursed energy, I say we put him top of grade 1.
Yeah.
And this is Kokichi Muta that's there, not Mecha. Like, this is the temporary special grade cursed energy, just to clarify, not base.
Yeah, that's a really good point from Araka. He can store cursed energy.
Yeah.
And I suppose he's also his own support. Being able to take the control of multiple other bodies at once is
from a very really long distance as well.
Yeah, from really, really far away. So I think, especially with the right setup.
He's not got soul attacks, Tristan. He can hurt Mahito's soul because he uses a form of simple domain, if I'm correct, built into so it wouldn't like hurt the soul of a normal person. I think it's just because the technique of Mahito is to do with protecting the soul, and he built a way to like mess with the technique. I think, right? He used simple domain or something like that, didn't he? Or am I just waffling?
I have no idea. That's why
I'm fairly certain he had
anything.
like simple domain canisters or some shit like that. It's been so long since I've actually read through that, so I could be waffling.
Yeah, I'm sort of in a grey area, and I don't really want to say the wrong thing.
Are we still on this Sukuna thing, chat?
We are.
Leave it alone.
We are.
Brother.
I knew it. I knew as soon as Gojo and Sukuna came up next to each other.
God,
that was it. That was
put them right at the end.
That was the end. That was the end of chat.
Yeah.
People are still talking about Sukuna fingers, and I love it, man.
You guys do you.
I love the agendas.
As long as you're being respectful to each other, I'm fine with a bit of like. It's more fun when you can have a argument about something.
It's good. People are not being toxic about it. They're just arguing their points, and I think that's just the way to do things. Not be toxic about it. Understand other people's points. and everyone's doing it in chat right now. So
That's a fair point.
big thumbs up, because the internet sometimes is a bit of an unruly place, but
yeah, you guys have
been
all
well
been
behaved.
pretty calm so far.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so far, don't ruin it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eso and Ketchizu. They're not Choso, that's for sure.
They're not Choso. And
I think Ketchizu's straight ass.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Eso is a difficult one. I don't think Nobara could have done it by herself.
No. Right, let's just focus Ketchizu first, because I feel like he's probably one of the easier ones to tweak with. Because I sort of feel like he's got more of an animalistic personality. So although he has the output, I still think he could probably be outmaneuvered by someone with higher battle IQ. As much as I hate Inumaki, I can see Inumaki doing it.
I can
absolute bits against.
See him being on either side of Inumaki is exactly what I was going to say. Is like, I see the justification.
Yeah. But then again, I'm also thinking Cursed Womb and the Cursed Womb connection.
Yeah, but like it took Choso a moment of like a near death sort of thing against Kanjaku, of this like very high stakes desperation to tap into that power. I don't think Kezichu's like really got. He's a bit of a donut, like.
Yeah. Like I said, it's sort of that animalistic. He's clearly the less developed of the three.
Yeah.
And probably the least intelligent. He's more of a curse.
Also, like, season 1 Yuji in the 1v1 was just like, he was just using him as a punching bag.
Yeah.
He was just boxing him around the room. That was it. So, and this is a Yuji who's not really got a grip on cursed energy, at least not as much as he does later. So I would put him like above or below Inumaki, honestly, is where I'd put him. Like,
I think that's probably about right. Although I do think there's arguments for any of those losing fights to Ketchizu.
Yeah.
In grade 2. But then also I can see everyone beating Ketchizu in that tier as well.
I think Kamo's like, I think literally one strike to the dome from blood manipulation from Kamo, plus the fact that like, I feel like Ketchizu's only got his one blood technique, whereas Kamo's just got more. It's like, I think Kamo wins that.
Yeah. Eso is a bit more of a difficult one, I think.
Eso is harder. Wing King's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I feel like it was quite situation. Like, Nobara is a perfect counter to the decay thing. But that's like, again, situational, right? Like, if you put that on
very
like,
counter heavy.
If you put that on Nanami, what's he doing? Like, realistically,
What are you doing with the scroll wheel? Give me motion sickness. Yeah, it's very counter heavy, isn't it? So I feel like against others, it may have had more of an impact. So I think that should be reflected in the tier list. But I also don't want to get down into the headcanon route.
I think he's grade 1.
I think bottom grade 1 is just right. It feels right.
I'm still gonna leave Shoko for principle of the whole support thing. I'm gonna leave her on, but
I think the support impact is a lot more than Eso's damage impact.
I feel like a big thing with Eso, right, is the experience compared to some grade 1 sorcerers. He was like genuinely like born yesterday when he had his first fight, compared to just Nanami, Mei Mei, even Ino, have way more experience.
Just more versatile, I think, as well. I think that's one of the key points.
Seeing Nanami's fight with like newborn Mahito gives me the confidence that he would beat newborn Eso.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's perfect for him, actually.
I think that's a good place to scale him as well.
Oh, we got the go. We got the go.
Ah, my boy.
Absolute go.
My boy. Bit of a victim, I can't lie.
I mean, yeah. No shit. Oof.
Second.
I mean, he's only a support, so it's going to be like Shoko again, where we don't do offensive and we do it just based on support. Like Culling games, he was so impactful. He's saving everyone's lives.
Yeah.
Like minimum grade 2 in terms of support. Absolute minimum. I can see the justification for grade 1.
I think after these previous couple of chapters, excuse me,
Like just,
I think he's cemented himself in grade 1.
I think just
I think
behind
his
Shoko.
impact.
Yeah.
I don't even think that. Right now in the story, I think he's had probably more impact than Shoko. Because although she's potentially going to heal, who saved those people? Who got them home, you know? How many times has he saved Mei Mei? I just think that from a support, you can't ask for anything better. So I think sort of like mid-grade one is right. And he alone is the groomed one. We can't forget that.
Yeah.
I just think that he's exactly what you want out of a support. He hasn't got the Todo kit.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Are we good?
You back? I'm not sure.
Am I back? Okay, yeah. I didn't catch any of that.
Right, that's fine. Is the stream good?
Stream's good. I think.
Are we back? Are we all back, everyone? We back.
Right.
Just wait until we get a couple of we backs, just so we know what's going on. We back.
Well,
we back.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do you mean to
go for your wee point again?
Yeah, because we were talking about wee. I was just sort of saying he's sort of the perfect support. He's exactly what you want, and you know, exactly what you want. He's getting people from the front line to the healer. Although Shoko has a massive impact and potentially even more implications down the line. I just think from what we've seen right now, Wee has much more of an impact. He's getting people off the front line actively. And for such a young age, he seems to have an almost mastery of his technique.
Yeah.
How old is he again? Sorry, canonically? 7, 8?
I think he's 9, isn't he? I've pulled that number out of nowhere, bro. I don't know why I said that. I don't know.
Hold on. Let me double check this real quick. I want to be right on this.
He's like got a very good. I mean, it's unlucky because there's a reason he's very good at his technique, and it's because like he was born and Mei Mei was like, "Aha, you seem useful."
There's nothing on the wiki. There's nothing on the wiki for his age.
The point is, he's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT.
Easily grade 1.
Right now, he is probably the GOAT support.
Yeah. I still think Shoko is more impactful.
Shoko will have more impact, and that's probably going to be the easiest thing to retcon, because if she revives any of the big players, that instantly puts her higher.
Yeah,
but
it puts
we
her
have to we have to remember that without Wee, she would not have got those big players. They'd still be getting cut up on the battlefield.
Bro, if Shoko revives Gojo, I'll put her at limitless grade support, bro. I don't care. Like,
yeah, to be fair, if you can revive the strongest, like, that sort of justifies it.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Based off the fact that we've got some very exciting characters to cover next, and we're a little over halfway through, been going for a while. I say we actually wrap it up there. And
I think that's a good spot.
Just like finish it off with part 2, doing the second half. I mean, look at these characters. You've got Yuki, Kenjaku, Tengen, Angel, Higuruma, Miguel, Larue, Ryu, Yorozu, Geto. Bro, so many sick characters here. Kashimo.
There's a lot. And I'm sure there's some people's favorites as well we haven't gone over tonight, which we will be picking up. A lot of the Culling game players will be hitting.
Yeah. Well, we've been going for 2.5 hours. I think we peaked at like 115 viewers or something. Thank you guys so much. Actually crazy. We are basically going to do a part 2 with the rest of them. And then obviously like any kind of rejigs we need to do as well when we put them in. We'll just finish it up probably the same time next Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll put out a post saying the exact time again. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here for part 1 and finish it off in the next one. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm actually blown away by the amount of chat interaction and just viewers we've had. It's crazy. Everyone's been very respectful. great opinions. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. Thank you, Jaff, as well. Go subscribe to Jaff. He's going to have some good content coming out very soon on more than just JJK, and he's definitely got some, like, much more insightful things to say than I do on a lot of stuff, like, anime related, because, believe it or not, he's watched way more anime than I have. So yeah, thank you very much, Jaff. You've been amazing.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to come on and spout my nonsense, and especially if people sit here and listen. It's great. But yeah, always a fun one, and I look forward to next week and hitting some of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
because although there's been some strong ones this week, and there's been some good discussion points. I just can't wait to talk about Higuruma, man. I'm sorry.
I'm so excited. I'm looking at these characters. I'm so excited.
I'm just the ones ahead, and there's gonna be a 15-minute interlude talking about Takaba. I hope everyone's ready for that.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro.
Very exciting for next week, and I'm hoping that we'll get everyone tuning back in to see where we finish off. Because although we're halfway through, this isn't the final product. People can't move around. Yuta is definitely not staying in Limitless, but that is a topic for next Sunday.
And on that note, we've hit 2.5 hours. It's time to end the stream. Okay, Yuta staying in Limitless. Goodbye, everyone.